What's up, guys? Today on People Now, hello, Facebook Live.
Gaga is queen and Tommy Hilfiger bows down to prove it. We've got the footage.
He still looks like he's 21 years old.
Yeah.
And it is rumored that he could potentially be a vampire.
And he could be, right?
Ruby Rose and Common reveal why Keanu Reeves, yes, he could be a vampire.
Jason Derulo claims racial discrimination after a baggage incident in Miami.
Todd Chrisley embraces gay rumors.
I'm flattered that people think I can get laid on both ends.
Michael Jackson's mother, Katherine, alleges abuse at the hands of her nephew. We'll tell you why she's afraid to go home.
Plus, we're talking body and booty with Coco Austin.
I don't have booty implants. You'll see me sometimes thin, you'll see sometimes thick.
Happy Thursday, People.com and Facebook Live. Welcome to People Now. We are streaming live, and it's so great to see you. It's hard to believe, but the 2018 Winter Olympics, they are exactly 1 year away today. And Kristi Yamaguchi is here live to talk to us about that and more. So for our Throwback Thursday, we want to know what's your favorite Olympic moments. It's our Facebook question of the day. Share your answers below. We're going to get to them very soon live right here on the show. But first, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Jason Derulo is claiming he was cursed at by multiple American Airlines employees during a dispute over baggage fees, but says everyone's tune changed when they found out that he was famous. After the incident, Derulo posted on Instagram saying this: "At American Air, I spent millions on your airline throughout the past 10 years between myself and my entire staff, but have still experienced racial discrimination today at Miami Airport. Called 15 police officers on me as if I'm a criminal. It's not okay that when you find out who I am, the gears change. Blank that. I want answers." Derulo tells People there was a dispute about the timing of his party's check-in, so it was decided that one member of his group would stay behind and take the next flight in order to check all the luggage. According to an airline source, the most elite passengers for American Airlines get 3 checked bags for free, but Derulo's friend tried to check 19 bags, which led to an additional charge. Derulo tells People, "We never paid for our bags because of our status with all of our miles, so we never paid for bags. So $4,000 is obviously a huge sum. We were like, no, we're not paying that. We've got to turn the plane around." In a statement to People, American Airlines says Flight 275 returned to the gate prior to departure. A passenger elected to deplane in order to travel with their checked bags. The passenger has been rebooked with his checked bags on a later flight this evening. Derulo says he got in a dispute with the captain, and he and his friends departed the plane, and that they were met by 15 police officers, which he called, quote, super embarrassing. Derulo tells People, "As you can imagine, I'm surrounded by 15 police officers. I'm not going to curse back because I know what's going to happen. So I pick up my phone and I go live on my Instagram. So I go live and I start to hear whispers happening, and as soon as they find out who I am, everything changes. Every single person becomes somebody else, and all of a sudden, we're not in trouble anymore." According to a police report from Miami-Dade PD, an airline employee told police that Derulo and his group, quote, smelled of marijuana and were getting aggressive when they were checked in. No charges were filed, and the case is now closed. Derulo tells People he doesn't plan on dropping the issue. He says, "I just want everybody to be treated with respect. At the end of the day, you get what you pay for. I'm not asking for anything extra. I'm not asking to be taken care of." All right, moving on to this. Robin Thicke and Paula Patton's ugly custody battle, it continues. 2 sources confirmed to People that the exes appeared Tuesday in court, where Thicke's legal team requested either no monitor, a change in monitor, or a ruling that said the monitor couldn't make changes to the visitation with their 6-year-old son, Julian. But the court denied all of his requests. A Thicke source says Robin wants to spend as much time as possible with Julian, and he was upset because the monitor was trying to cut his visit time short, so his team went and filed to change to a new monitor, which was denied. Last month, an LA judge granted Patton sole custody of Julian until their February 24th court date and ordered Thicke to stay away from his son and ex-wife other than for supervised visitation 3 days a week. In her response to Thicke's request, Patton's legal team asked for Thicke to have only 2 non-consecutive visits per week for no more than 2 hours per visit, but the judge denied her request, according to court documents. However, a source close to the situation says Patton had to show up, but didn't ask for anything in court. A source close to the situation also says Paula did not have to request that the court grant Robin court-appointed monitor visits with Julian 3 days a week, but did so with the belief that maintaining a relationship with the father in the presence of a monitor to ensure his safety and well-being would actually be in Julian's long-term best interest. The source continues to say a change in monitor would have disrupted any trust that he built and would make him feel even more vulnerable with Robin. That would not have been in anyone's best interest, including Robin's, if his goal is to heal his relationship with his son. But another Thicke insider says that the Blurred Lines singer continues to be focused on his son, saying he spent time with Julian over the weekend and says nothing makes him happier. He wants to show the judge that he is a responsible dad who doesn't need a monitor. To have the best relationship with Julian is all that he wants and cares about. Guys, as always, stay on people.com for breaking news on this continuing to develop story. Well, Michael Jackson's mother, Katherine Jackson, is alleging ongoing elder abuse at the hands of her nephew and driver, Trent Lamar Jackson. She's claiming that she is the victim of years of mental abuse and has reached the point that she's afraid to return home. People obtained the court documents where the 86-year-old claims that her nephew, through marriage, allegedly accessed her bank accounts without her permission, and after years of being subjected to the alleged mental abuse, she is in a, quote, constant state of fear and confusion. Katherine says she tried to fire her nephew and have him move out of the guest house, but that he refused. She is currently in London visiting Janet Jackson, but fears he could physically harm her for terminating him if she returns home. The judge granted Katherine's request for a restraining order and has ordered the nephew to move out of her guest house. Calls to Trent Lamar Jackson were not returned, and a hearing has been scheduled for March 1st. That's a pretty bizarre story.
Yeah, very bizarre.
Kind of out of nowhere, and we'll, of course, keep you updated on that. But, guys, let's check in with Facebook.
Yeah, let's check in with Facebook Live. So we're talking to Kristi Yamaguchi live in just a couple minutes. Very exciting. So in honor of that and the Winter Olympics opening 1 year from today, we want to know, what is your favorite Olympic moment?
Loretta weighing in says she loves watching all the skating at the Olympics.
The skating. Alice says Michael Phelps. And can we add those cute moments with his son, Boomer Phelps, too?
We can only get him in the Winter Olympics somehow.
Yeah.
Right? We'll work on that. Keep the Facebook comments coming in, guys. We'll check in with you again soon. But first, Andrea Boehlke, even more trending news.
Yes, watch this.
That people think I can get laid on both ends. So that doesn't bother me. And my wife certainly is flattered that as many men want her husband as there are women.
In an interview with the Dominic Nady Show on Wednesday, Todd Chrisley addressed rumors that he hasn't come out of the closet and admitted that it doesn't bother him that people continue to ask about his sexuality. The Chrisley Knows Best star started out by responding, "In order for it to disappoint me, it would mean that I don't agree with someone being gay. I don't believe that's a choice that you make. I believe that you are the way that God has made you." The Atlanta millionaire has been married to his wife Julie for almost 21 years and is the father of 5 children. But although the reality star has heard rumblings about his sexuality for years, Chrisley says the speculation is only positive for him and his wife, saying they're flattered. Chrisley went on to tell radio host Dominic Nady, "With that being said, I'm never going to have a drought. You, on the other hand, might, but Todd will never have a drought." Okay, Todd will never have a drought, and that's why we love him. All right, moving on to this. Looks like Venice Beach, California turned into Tommyland on Wednesday night. Yes, fashion powerhouse Tommy Hilfiger shut down LA's famous Venice boardwalk to show off his latest 2017 collection and his collaboration with supermodel Gigi Hadid. Of course, it girl Gigi took center stage leading the show, but her younger sister Bella Hadid was not too far behind. And Hilfiger took a moment backstage to praise Gigi for her work on the collection. Here's what he had to say.
Well, Gigi is involved in helping me create the whole experience, from the clothes to the casting to the music, and she has a great sense of style. She's, I would say, the it girl of today, so she's really been intimately involved in everything we do.
And Gigi wasn't the only one taking in all the spotlight. The woman and pop star of the moment, Lady Gaga, sat front row, fresh off of her show-stopping Super Bowl halftime show. Tommy Hilfiger even stops down and bows in front of Gaga, and I'm sure praising her for her wow-worthy performance. Gaga snapped some pics and took in the show. Let's just take a moment to appreciate her get-up here. She rocked some sequin hot shorts with fishnets, a matching sequin top, and had some seriously killer eyebrow embellishments, kind of similar to what we saw at the Super Bowl. But when you thought this fashion show couldn't get any better, there were even more stars who showed up for the fashion and the after show. Fergie performed and posed backstage with the dynamic duo, Gigi and Tommy. And a special shout out to Kris Jenner and her boyfriend, Corey Gamble, who also made it to the show. I mean, who doesn't love a good Kardashian-Jenner clan sighting?
We love you as parents. We want to know a quick couple things. Rapid fire between you and Ice-T. Here we go. Who pampers Chanel more?
I do.
Okay, that was easy.
All right, who do you predict will be the strict helicopter parent?
I do.
Who changes the most diapers day to day?
Oh, me.
Easily.
Yeah.
Not even a question.
Yeah.
All right. Who does the baby voice more? Oh, baby, baby. In case you didn't know what it was.
We both don't. We
Ne-
talk
oh,
to
you-
like adults.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, we don't do that baby talk.
I couldn't resist. I couldn't even resist just then.
How do you think you've changed the most since having Chanel?
I think I'm a better person. It's weird because I feel like a totally different Coco, more mature Coco. I was kind of like, you know, wild and crazy. I didn't really care about what people think. Now I do. Now I do care what people think. And it's like I want them to think of me as a better person, not the wild Coco. I want them to see me as like the mother Coco and that I'm a good person in the heart.
Gotta love Coco Austin. The girl definitely keeps it real. Now, of course, Coco and her adorable baby girl, Chanel, have stolen all of our hearts with their amazing Instagram photos. We just can't get enough of them. But besides flaunting her baby girl on social media, Coco is not afraid to show off her awesome post-baby bod. Yes, Coco shared her top tips on staying slim after pregnancy. And since we already know Coco likes to keep it real, the star made it extra clear that her booty is au naturel. Watch this.
Well, I think the abs start in the kitchen, honestly. Because for me, when I was pregnant, I actually lost 10 pounds.
Which is
People
mind-blowing.
gain.
Mind-blowing.
Crazy.
Right.
People gain, and I thought I was going to be the gainer. Because when I gain weight, it all goes to my butt and my thighs. And that's why out there, everybody knows that I don't have booty implants, is because you'll see me sometimes thin, you'll see sometimes thick. Thin. When you have booty implants, it stays the same.
Yeah, right. There's not that
It
variation.
doesn't go up and down.
Yeah, right.
So that's why you kind of know. That's
Okay.
a little hint for you people. But no, what happens is I take my protein shakes, anything protein. That's what makes it happen.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah, keep protein in your diet and it helps you. Helps you lose weight, gain right muscle tone, everything.
Awesome.
So what happens when you add together Legos and superheroes? Well, the new Lego Batman movie, of course. It's our Toyota People pick of the day. Rosario Dawson, Mariah Carey, Will Arnett, and Michael Cera lend their voices to this new comic book movie. And what better way to celebrate Legos coming to life than an 8-year-old Lego expert challenging a PhD candidate in a game of who can build it faster. Watch this.
I think I lost a piece.
Oh,
Do you see where it went?
nope. But I'm not even looking. I'm concentrating. I'm already on the steering part.
I don't even know what that means.
The steering part, where he
I think you
steers.
just made that up.
No, right here.
What's he steering?
This, the armor. Your Batman does not look right. It looks backwards.
What about now?
And the belt is not. And the belt is backwards.
Where is this piece?
I said I'm not helping you. Yes, I'm done. I'm done.
All right, guys, stay with us. We're taking you inside Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's palace life together in London. And we're very excited to have Olympic gold medalist Kristi Yamaguchi live in our studios, chatting with her next.
This is King Cutie in People. His Royal Highness Prince George Alexander Louis of Cambridge. These are George's parents, George's home, his Nana, the Queen, and his staff of 644 Englishmen. This is George's dog Lupo, who inspired his favorite book, The Adventures of the Royal Dog Lupo, one George will share now that he's a big brother. People. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
Indulge me for a second, because I mean, for me, I'm not joking when I say that one of my favorite songs, like as a teenager and everything else, was "I Hope You Dance." You were in the video, right?
Yes.
And look, it's what do you remember of it? And did it touch you the way it touched me?
I remember it pretty clearly, just because, you know, you're on this big set and everything, and not really done anything like that before. And I was about 7 or 8 years old. My sister, this is what I remember most clearly, I guess. My sister was just a baby, and she was going to be in the video too. And she, you know, it was like a week before, and she still wasn't walking, and they were wanting her to like walk in this video, or else she was just going to be laying there.
Girl, do something.
And the night before, she's like started walking. Yeah, and it was like, yeah, and so, you know, she's waddling around in the video.
But obviously your mom has been through the business. I mean, what kind of advice has she given you as you kind of navigate through your career?
Yeah, it's what I was talking about earlier, you know, sticking to your guns and making sure that you're being true to yourself. And because at the end of the day, you know, if you're trying to please all these other people with what you're doing creatively, I mean, you're not going to be satisfied, you know. And so I think she's always driven that point home, and I think it's paid off really well so far for me, just as a person, and just emotionally, and my well-being, and my feeling creatively fulfilled.
Well, we are so excited to be joined live by an Olympic legend.
Yep, and one of the hosts of the, get ready, Nivea in Shower Body Lotion, Shall We Dance on Ice? The official title of the show. There you go.
Kristi Yamaguchi is here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for everything. And thanks for being here. So we're going to get to your Shall We Dance on Ice in just a minute. First, so hard to believe, we were just talking about it, the opening ceremony for the 2018 Winter Olympics is just 1 year from today.
It's nuts.
It's so nuts. How do you think that Team USA is going to do in South Korea?
I mean, if any indication, that I think they're going to do great. I mean, I think all the sports are gearing up. The athletes are just pumped up, I think, and this is their final push. I mean, 12 months, and it's, you know, make or break your dream. So it's a lot of pressure, but I think it's finally, you know, the lifetime of training and focus it's around the corner for them now.
A year's a long time, but I guess for them, it's
no,
really
the deadline's already
like
happening, right? Like this is kind of real now. So in Sochi in 2014, Meryl Davis and Charlie White became the first American couple to win gold in ice dancing. They haven't skated competitively since then. Could we see them doing their thing in 2018? What do you think?
Who knows? I haven't heard an announcement yet.
Okay,
but,
nothing official?
You know, it's possible. They haven't officially, you know, retired and said they're done competing. So
does that make you think their competitive career isn't over?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. It's, you know, with ice dance, they've been out of competition for, you know, the last 4 years. So, you know, to regain your spot it'll be tricky, but you know what? There's still no one out on the ice like
Maybe
that.
they've been honing the skills.
Yeah, well, they have been skating non-competitively. They're actually a part of Nivea's Shall We Dance on Ice this weekend. So you're hosting, along with Shark Tank's Robert Herjavec.
We're huge
love
fans.
him. So what can viewers look forward to?
Well, it's a fantastic show. It kind of takes you through the different eras of music and dance, and they kind of apply that going, you know, starting from the 40s and 50s and all the way through the 90s. So, like you said, Meryl Davis and Charlie White, the reigning Olympic champions, as well as some amazing ballroom dancers, Tony Devolani, familiar name from Dancing with the Stars, Dimitri Chaplin, Chelsea Hightower, and Anna Trebunskaya. So they'll be dancing on the floor alongside the ice, and you'll get a clip of the skaters on the ice as well.
We'll see in the clip right there. I mean, I'm already like into it. Looks like a lot of fun.
Very mesmerizing.
It's definitely the disco era.
Okay, yeah, you can tell. We're kind of dancing through the eras there on ice. So let's shift gears here in a little bit. In the past, your good friend Scott Hamilton has participated in these skating specials. Aside from his skating and commentating and all that career, he's been very inspiring in how he has handled his many health battles. He's beaten testicular cancer, his first brain tumor in 2004, second one in 2010, 2016 he was diagnosed with his third brain tumor. What has Scott's friendship meant to you throughout all of this?
He's been an incredible beacon of light for me in my life. Not only as a competitor, he was a big idol and mentor, but once I turned professional, he really took me under his wing, joining Stars on Ice, which is the show he created, and learning the professional ropes under his watchful eye, and then, you know, quickly became one of my closest, dearest friends, and to this day, it's you know, we're family to each other. So, you know, he's had incredible challenges, and I think there's no one I have ever seen to just take it on and be so positive about it, turn it into, you know, something that inspires like everyone.
He's a fighter.
Yeah.
And
What would
such
you
a
say is the
victor,
best piece of advice that Scott has given you?
Ooh, best piece of advice.
On the spot.
Gosh, there's so many. Like I can do all these quotes that he's like given me, or just Scott. You know, I think it's just as a skater and in life, it's just like integrity is everything. Like you just, you know, what you put out there it's who you are, and you know, do it so you're proud.
Sure. And how's he doing today?
I don't know about exactly today.
Yeah, that's a moment, but in general.
But I think fine.
Yeah.
You know, he's got an incredible family, his lovely wife Tracy, and 4 amazing kids, and you know, they are just the light of his life.
Sure.
So he's doing well.
Yeah, so this month marks a really big milestone for you. So on February 21st, you'll celebrate the 25th anniversary of your gold medal win at the 1992 Winter Olympics. Can you believe it's been a quarter of a century?
No, especially when you say that.
Look at the picture. What goes through your mind?
Oh yeah,
there?
I was only 10 there.
Yeah, that's right.
What stands out to you the most about that time when you look back?
The hair.
Okay.
The big bangs.
It was amazingly teased. It's true.
It's amazing. Yeah, it was a defying gravity. But I think just, you know, knowing that, hey, physically, I felt so amazing, and I was so ready for the competition, and you know, people are like, do you miss competition? No, I do not miss competing at all, but I do miss feeling in shape like I did back then, and knowing I could step on the ice and like do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, look at those pictures. It's like that could have been yesterday.
I know.
I know. I'm not kidding. It's unbelievable. Look, oh, that was you like last week. You got a haircut, and now you're here today.
There you go.
All right, now let's shift gears to this. Every Olympics, we hear these stories of legendary partying and celebrations in the athletes' village, right? Okay.
yeah.
You met your husband Brett while you were there. So we're putting 2 and 2 together.
Right,
Were you
there you
able to
go.
enjoy the celebratory aspect of the athletes' village?
You
with
know,
Brett?
ironically, I mean, it is bizarre. I did actually meet my eventual husband at the Olympic Games. So 92 was a great year.
Yeah.
But it's funny because we didn't actually get reintroduced until about 3 years later, and we were in separate villages.
Oh, okay.
At
So
that particular Olympics, there were like 3 Olympic villages. And also the women's competition, we were the second to last day of the Olympics to compete.
So you had this whole
I was
beginning.
like focused.
Oh, okay. To me, I went the other way. I thought you had the whole beginning to just do whatever and be crazy.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it's like I hear about the stories, and it's like, oh, okay, but
So there's no truth to the stories, at least for you.
For me, but it's not like you see things going on. It's like, how fun.
It's mysterious for all of us on the outside.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you're very busy. On Saturday, February 18th, you're hosting another special on ABC, the Colgate Skating and Gymnastics Spectacular. One of the Olympians being featured is 5-time medal winner Simone Biles. So she obviously became a household name. You know, she was just 19. I mean, you were a little older when you rose to fame at 20. But how hard is it to handle that kind of fame at such a young age?
Well, she's on a whole nother level, I think. But I think she's got really strong family values, and I think that's what, in some way, that keeps you grounded and keeps you normal. And it's, hey, you got to do your chores and pull your weight in the family as normal as anyone else. So, I'm sure that helps.
You say on a whole nother level, I say absolutely not.
I know,
Kristi Yamaguchi, still a household name, however many years later here.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're being modest. That's nice. But with social media, let's talk about it this way. With social media, the 24-hour news and all of that, is it more difficult for Olympians that are rising to fame in this kind of climate culturally, do you think?
It's definitely different. I think, there's instant feedback, which you didn't have before. And, I was telling some of the younger Olympians, like, well, we didn't get email and texts and social media. Like, I got good luck notes on telegrams.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's that?
Telegram.
What's a telegram?
I'm even asking what's a telegram. It came by a bird, and they dropped it outside in a box.
I pinned them up in our dorm room.
Yeah.
But it is hard, and sometimes my advice to some of the younger skaters right before a competition, I'm like, get off social media. Like, just, I mean, if you need to post something, post it, but don't go and look at, what people are saying.
Sure.
I think in general, that's a great rule.
That is a great role, for sure. Well, it is always a pleasure to talk to you.
Yes,
Kristi
thank
Yamaguchi,
you.
thank you
Talk
for
to
all
you.
that.
Thanks for having me
And
on.
good luck with everything. everything. Guys, watch her, Robert Herjavec, and a lot of amazing athletes in the Nivea In Shower Body Lotion Shall We Dance on Ice special this Saturday on ABC. Check your local listings and look for a long title on your TiVo there.
And then make sure to tune in exactly a week later for the Colgate Skating and Gymnastics Spectacular.
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you guys.
This is Jennifer Lawrence in People. This is Jennifer photobombing Taylor Swift and Sarah Jessica Parker and Liam Hemsworth, proving that while we all love the fashion of the red carpet, it's people who steal the show. People. The details make the story.
All right, guys, here we go. It's time to dive into this week's Royal Record with the lovely and honorable Imogen Lloyd-Webber. Welcome, Imogen.
Good morning, Jeremy.
Good morning. Good to see you. Starting with really, though, some heartbreaking news. Prince Charles's goddaughter, English socialite Tara Palmer Tompkinson, has passed away at the age of 45 after suffering from a brain tumor. Very sad news here. The Prince of Wales and his wife Camilla released a statement on Wednesday saying they were deeply saddened by her death. Tell us a little more about Tara and her relationship with the royals, Imogen.
Okay, so she was trending on Twitter much of yesterday, and Prince Charles is a close friend of the Palmer Thompson family. Tara's father actually taught Prince Charles how to ski. She rose to fame when sharing a platonic kiss with her godfather Prince Charles at the Closter Ski Resort in the 1990s. That made the tabloid front pages, and she was christened by Tatler magazine as an it girl. I saw her at parties in the 2000s, and she crossed over to the mainstream with I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, a reality series.
Sure.
Tara attended the wedding of Prince William and Princess Kate in 2011, but she was really troubled, Jeremy. She had a high-profile battle with cocaine, and when she died was also suffering from a brain tumor and an autoimmune disease.
Well, a lot going on there. You saw her at parties and things. Was she sort of the life of the party type? Was that?
Definitely the life and soul of the party, and the paparazzi would go nuts every time she walked in. Very well connected, knew everybody.
Yeah, tremendous and sad loss for the family and the royal world there. Now, switching gears to happier news, let's talk about our favorite royal couple, shall we? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I don't know what it is, Imogen. We really cannot stop talking about them. This week's People is taking us inside their palace life together. Sources saying that since the start of the new year, Prince Harry and Meghan have been inseparable and are staying at Harry's two-bedroom Nottingham cottage at Kensington Palace, using it as their home base. Now, one source even telling people this: the romance just feels very natural for them both. It feels easy, like they've known each other for a long time. Now, Meghan has been spotted out and about by the media. She's been doing things like grocery shopping, even getting to know some of Harry's friends, kind of the basic things you do when you're living somewhere. Imogen, how does this compare to the media attention that Princess Kate and Princess Diana previously received when they started dating royals?
Right, so it's slightly more restrained. After Diana's death, restrictions were put in place, but it's still very intense. In the 1980s, the media were really aggressive towards Princess Diana. From the moment she got engaged to Prince Charles in February 1981, they were simply relentless in their coverage. As far as Kate Middleton goes, when she moved to London in 2005, Prince William was so worried about her security, he had a panic button and blast-proof windows installed at her flat. Wow. The big difference for Meghan is the rise of social media, because of course everyone now has a camera phone.
Right, so she's the opportunity for exposure and knowing where she is and all that is even more intense. So tougher to stay out of the spotlight there. So big news this week was Queen Elizabeth II is getting into the sparkling wine business. Is there anything that she can't do or doesn't do? But I hear that she isn't the only royal that has dabbled in the wine or food business.
That's right. Prince Charles has been selling items through his Duchy Originals company since 1990. One of his titles is Duke of Cornwall, and the name comes from that. His first product was oaten biscuits, or cookies, as Americans insist on calling them, which they're not. There are now around 300 product lines available at Waitrose supermarkets in the UK.
I'm sorry that we call cookies what they are. Cookies.
English.
Apologies.
It's called English for a reason.
Apologies.
I am therefore correct.
Thank you, Imogen. So good to see
Jeremy.
you. We'll continue to debate this over some cookies later, perhaps. We had my co-host, though, Andrea Boehlke. She got an etiquette lesson in sitting like a princess. We saw that previously. Now, though, it is time to see how she did with drinking tea like a princess. Check this out.
I would just assume, all right.
The key is pinky never, ever up.
Pinky's never up.
Pinky never up. And you always want to leave the saucer on the table.
Okay, always leave saucer.
And always to the right. Saucer. So all drinks, wine glasses, any kind of teacup, always to the right. And you want to make sure that the handle always stays at 3 o'clock. Then what you do is you actually just put your index with your thumb. So you pinch and then support with your middle finger. Like this.
this.
Perfect. Pinch and support.
And can you hold it with this side?
If you need to, you may, but you shouldn't really have to because it's quite a delicate cup. So unless it's really heavy, you wouldn't really need to. So instead, you would just do this, elbow in, and then you would drink. And then down, perfect, and then keeping at 3 o'clock. Excellent.
The stars are on the move, and we're following them in today's edition of Star Treks. Scarlett Johansson is lighting up the red carpet solo. Yes, the blonde beauty attended her first major event without her now ex-husband, Romain Doriak. The Ghost and the Shell star attended AmFAR's annual New York Gala on Wednesday night. The gala serves as the unofficial kickoff for Fashion Week, and Scarlett definitely looked like quite the fashionista on the red carpet. The star rocked a new short hairdo, donning a double-breasted suit jacket, trousers, and 16.15-carat Harry Winston cluster earrings. Looking good, girl. And it was a star-studded event with guests like Lady Gaga, Woody Allen, Heidi Klum, and more. This is the first time Johansson has stepped out at a major event since her split. She and Romain, who share a 2-year-old daughter, Rose Dorothy, were secretly married in October of 2014 before calling it quits over the summer. However, they were still spotted in public and last seen together in January, but it seems like things had been brewing for quite a while. A source close to Doriak tells People, "I've been expecting this for some time. Romain and Scarlett has never made sense to me. They aren't equals. There's always been something wrong with this picture." While it's nice to see Scarlett out and about on her own, she looks amazing. All right, now watch this.
I wanted to make him more human and to make him more relatable to guys as much as anything else, and to make him more attractive to women, because that's a big part of it. And I felt that maybe some of that wasn't achieved in the first movie, if I'm being really honest. So I want to see him smile more and make him someone that is like an actual human being.
Oh boy, well, I am very excited to see the human transformation of Christian Grey in the highly anticipated sequel, 50 Shades Darker. The film hits theaters this Friday, February 10th, so we don't have to wait too long to find out what happens next. But if you still need your 50 Shades fix, the People and Entertainment Weekly Network has got you covered. That's right, to check out more of Jamie Dornan's sit-down interview, head to people.com and download the Pen app on your favorite streaming device. Well, speaking of upcoming movies, John Wick Chapter 2 is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated sequels, featuring an all-star cast of Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Ruby Rose, Common, and more. Although Keanu is no stranger to action films, his co-stars were still very impressed by the veteran's strong and focused performance. People recently sat down with Ruby Rose and Common, and they revealed what it's really like working with the action superstar, and even questioned if he might be a vampire. Say what? Check it out.
It was funny because even my fight scene, I think, was one night. And only a couple of hours, not like a full night. He does it so quick that you don't have a moment to really pinch yourself until like later on you're telling somebody else the story and you're being that person you don't want to be, and you're like, yeah, it was like when Keanu and I were having that fight scene in the mirror room, and you know, Common was just in, and everyone's like, is there a name that you would like pick up off the ground? And you're like, oh yeah, that was my life. That was unreal. You know, we had a blast doing it. No matter if he's worked for 8 weeks straight, 16-hour days, not only does he never complain, but he still looks like he's 21 years old.
Yeah.
And it is rumored that he could potentially be a vampire.
And he could be, right? And he rides his motorcycle to rehearsal, and of course he does. And will come and like give it his all throughout the whole rehearsal until we got it right. And the biggest smiles I seen on him on set was when we got it at the highest level. He always wants to be at the highest level, and that's a beautiful thing when you're working with an actor who wants to perform in that place.
Yes, love me some Ruby and Common. Cannot wait to see this flick as well. All right, guys, so by now you all know that Tommy Hilfiger had his star-studded fashion show on Wednesday afternoon, with attendees ranging from Lady Gaga and Fergie to Kris Jenner and Sophia Richie. Also in attendance were Cindy Crawford's gorgeous children, Kaia and Presley Gerber. The supermodel siblings showed off their killer jeans and vintage rock and roll attire. Can I just say, how much does Kaia look like Mom Cindy? Yes, although Kaia is only 15 years old, yes, you heard that right, just 15, the actress actress and model in the making shares her mom's olive complexion, deep brown eyes, and thick eyebrows. There's no denying the resemblance. If you can't see it in these photos, take a look at this. Identical. Yeah, Cindy posted the throwback photo on the left, while Kaia poses looking just like her mama on the right. Talk about #twinning. And those are your star tracks for today. Well, it's time to meet our Thursday hero of the week. Sarah McClary is the founder of Operation Shelter Cupid. It's a project put on by the Wings program that provides Valentine's Day roses to women living in domestic violence shelters. And Sarah is joining us live via Skype. Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us. So, Sarah, I know that Operation Shelter Cupid is very personal to you. So what led you to starting this organization?
It's just a project that we do. I started doing it just for myself when I lived in the shelter. I wanted flowers, so I would go out and buy them on Valentine's Day, and then for several years after that, I would just go out with my friends and buy flowers and just have a good holiday for myself. And after a few years, I decided that I wanted to buy them for the other women who were living at the shelter. So I started doing that on my own, and then I started getting some of my friends to help, and the project just grew from there.
Yeah, so now every Valentine's Day you pass that feeling along to other women living in shelters. What kind of responses do you usually get from these women when you give them the roses?
There's a variety of responses. The people that are living in the shelters are obviously going through a lot of trauma and a lot of hard stuff right now. Some people will just immediately start crying. That's something we see all the time. Some people don't want to make eye contact or don't really know how to interact with us at that time, which is fine. And that's just where they're at. They've been abused, and so we get all kinds. And some women, we don't actually get to see them if they're not there when we bring the flowers. But overall, we get really positive feedback, and it's a joy.
Yeah, and you also write a note with each dozen roses that you give out. So what do the notes usually say?
It's just something to encourage them and inspire them, and just give them a little bit of hope and a little bit of encouragement as they're going through this time. Just something to lift them up and let them know that they're not alone.
Yeah, and Sarah, how does it make you feel? I mean, being able to give back at the places that helped you so much in the past.
I'm good. It's something that, I mean, I don't see how I could go through that and then go on and just forget about all those other people. So it's kind of full circle, and it's really fulfilling.
Well, I think what you're doing is so amazing. So what can people watching do to help support this cause?
If people did want to donate to us, there's a link. You can do that online. I like to encourage people to try to find ways to donate to their own communities. There's domestic violence shelters all over the United States, and so if you live in another state or another area, I would really encourage you to try to find a way to give to your own community. But if you would like to donate to us, we would certainly be very grateful for that.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for everything you're doing. Truly a real-life hero among us. And for more information, please visit the Operation Shelter Cupid section of www.wingsprogram.com.
Well, guys, what an incredible story.
I know.
Yeah, it's really great that she's doing that. A good time for a lot of people to jump in and get involved in different ways. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Facebook Live, we loved hearing all your Olympic memories. Make sure to join us again tomorrow. We'd love to hear from you. Again, Adele and Beyonce are facing off this weekend at the Grammys. Tomorrow, we're breaking all of that down, plus more Bachelor. Nick Viall is breaking down his thoughts on the 6 remaining women competing for his heart.
Who's he gonna choose?
Look, it's our guilty pleasure. We love it, and we're going to keep talking about it, okay?
Well, thanks for watching. And for now, we leave you with one last thing from Katie Couric. Enjoy.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Katie Couric, and this is One Last Thing. Last song that was stuck in my head, you know what that was. Who can turn the world on with her smile? Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. You got it. Last movie that gave me all the feels, an expression I actually have never heard of. Is that what young people are saying these days? Well, young people, the movie that gave me all the feels was Hidden Figures. I went by myself on a Friday night. I wasn't wearing a trench coat, don't worry. And I watched Hidden Figures, and I laughed and I cried, and I was so inspired because those women were such badasses. And I'm so glad they're getting their due, because without them, I don't think the space program would have gotten to where it got. The last meal I cooked. Well, I'm not sure if this qualifies, but last night I made my daughter a peanut butter and banana sandwich on whole wheat toast. Does that count?
Hey YouTube! Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment if you enjoyed it. And for more People Now, click on the subscribe button down here.
And check out more great video right now by clicking on one of these links.